Hi everyone, video tutorial number 5 out of paper 3 2019. We are looking at question 5, which is the 10-mark theory and method question. In this case, it's about objective research. The 10-mark outline and explain appears on both paper 1 and paper 3 for theory and methods, so it's a really good idea to practice these styles of questions. Quick reminder of what the 10-mark question is, especially this outline and explain, because it appears on all 3 papers. 15 minutes to answer, making sure you've got your 2 balanced paragraphs. Outline means identify the point, that will get you AO1 marks, and explain it by applying examples, concepts, theories to get you your AO2 marks. Marks are available for analysis and that will gain you AO3. There is no marks available for evaluation where there is no item. So this question is asking you to outline and explain. So outline means identify 2 reasons, and for each of those reasons you need to explain why sociological research may not always be objective. And it's this point where you are giving examples from what you have researched and what you've studied within sociology and explaining how it is not objective. As with all 10 markers with no item, AO3 marks are gained only for analysis and not evaluation. Checking out the mark scheme, especially the top bands, because they give you some indication about what you could write about. So firstly, you need some really good knowledge and understanding of 2 reasons. Use your ideas, your concepts, your keywords. To gain the AO2, you need to show application of relevant material. So that means link it to sociological research, give an example to show how it's not objective. And finally, your appropriate analysis to get you AO3 will be gained by digging further into detail, linking concepts and ideas together to show that deeper analysis. So here is some of the indicative content and some of that reasons that you could identify, that you could explore. Remember, you need to explain them, back them up with examples from what you have studied as a sociology student. Therefore, your paragraph should follow this simple structure. So start with your reason and show AO1 knowledge within that explanation, what that reason is. So you can mention keywords, you could define it and explain what that means. Then give examples of application of sociological research and that supports that reason, and use the wording of the question to show that you are answering it. And finally, analysis. Go into as much detail as you can, try and link further ideas or concepts, or even look at it from a different angle. So here's our first paragraph. Why might sociological research not be objective? This student starts off by saying, well, it's value free, or it can't be value free due to the influence of values when selecting a topic matter. So we've identified what the reason is, and we're going to explain what that means. So when selecting a topic, sociologists are motivated by their value base or what they think is important. And we're giving some examples here to get your AO2 marks. So feminists like Oakley are more likely to select female related issues, and she in particular studied motherhood in a classic piece of research because of the value of her theoretical stance, and it influenced why she researched mothers in particular. Likewise, it might also be influenced by social issues at that particular time. So feminist also might be influenced by, for example, the Me Too movement, but more of a contemporary example. And in this sense, this research may not always be objective because it is influenced by the subjectivity, the sociological, theoretical, and even political interests, even if unintentional. And that is just giving that little bit of further detail to get you some analysis. The second paragraph starts with, committed sociologists such as Marxists and interactionists believe taking a neutral objective view is not desirable or possible, and that our subjective value should allow research to take the side of the underdog, and that's our AO1. And we explain it by using Becker's research. So we need to research the poor in order to readdress the balance and fill the gap of that limited research on their behalf. And he demonstrates this in his study of the outsiders. And we end with our AO3, this claimed objectivity of positivist sociologists taking the side of the elite by failing to recognise or act upon the power imbalance of the 2 groups. And therefore, within that comparison, positivists are not objective even when they attempt to be. Now, examiner comments are really important. It gives you a lot of insight to how generally each question were answered, and I find them really insightful, and it gives me a little bit of idea about what pitfalls and what things that students might fall into, and then we can look at how to avoid them. So this question was difficult for students. They had no real idea about what objectivity was, and they might confuse it with other concepts from research methods. Now, your better answers did understand the meaning of objectivity, but were unable to sustain the discussion for long. And your strong answers focused on the influence of the research preferred perspective or values or political commitment, career interests or funding bodies. And they often address the impact of this factor on the methods that they might choose and their interpretation. And as expected, they reference Becker, Goldner, Weber and interpretivist often appeared in those answers. To summarise, read the question at least twice before answering, highlight and annotate to organise your thoughts. You must apply to sociological research to achieve higher than that 3 out of 10, and make sure you are explaining your point, link to all parts of the question and author that analysis for AO3 marks. Practice by using past exam papers or question banks. So massive thank you for watching. All the links are below. If you do have any questions, leave a comment and definitely click like, and I shall see you again for the next one.